when the president is in East Palestine? Will he drink the water there?
I mean, look, what I can tell you is the president's focus has been to do everything that he can to support this community from day one. We get what's going on the ground. We understand what's going on. That's why we've had the EPA. That's why we had DOT. That's why we had HHS. That's why we've had FEMA on the ground. You know, this is not about some sort of like political stunt here.
Really? Okay. That puts that story to rest. The White House dodging questions on President Biden's upcoming visit to East Palestine this month. 1 year since the devastating toxic train derailment, as many residents questioned the timing, including columnist Salena Zito. She has family from East Palestine. She says the crisis there will be remembered as Trump's inflection point. First, on the Trump point. What do you mean Trump's inflection point?
So last February 22nd, when Donald Trump decided to go to East Palestine, he wasn't particularly in the best place in the polls. In particular among Republicans. They were so exasperated after what happened with the Senate race and the Senate races and not winning with candidates that he had supported. So there was sort of a malaise among Trump voters, and DeSantis was, you know, sort of neck and neck with him in that moment, in that time period. He shows up in this town, and I mean, I wrote it down. I still have it in my reporter's notebook. If he resurrects his career, if he resurrects his moment and becomes at the top of the polls, right. It happened that day. Because he showed up.
All right, so Salena, that's for Trump. Now, the president comes back about a year later, hasn't picked a date yet. What's this about? Doesn't it also highlight that it's been a year and now you show up? Doesn't it also highlight he doesn't know what's going to hit him? And what is he actually up to in doing this?
So yes, it absolutely highlights that he never showed up before. And I don't think this is necessarily about him. But I think it's about Senator Sherrod Brown, the Democrat that has represented that state in the Senate since 2006, but also Senator Casey, because the town of Darlington, right across the state line, East Palestine is on the state line, is also up for re-election. And he, I suspect, I don't know this, will probably highlight that Senator Brown had shown up, that Senator Casey had shown up, and he's trying to uplift them with the working class voter.
Well, we'll see what happens. And here's the biggest question. How are they doing? How is the land? Can you drink the water? Are these kids back in school? Can they sell their house if they chose to?
Yeah, you know, there's a real sense of being stuck right now. This is a town that has always had generational treasure, right? It's not one of those towns that was on its knees. It's a very beautiful town, very picturesque. However, everything about the moment before February 3rd is now tainted by what happened on that day and the subsequent controlled burn. People cannot sell their homes at the value they would have had on February 2nd, 2023.
So, and Salena, real quick, are they just going to hug it out, or do you think the president's got a check or something with him that will try to turn this story his direction?
I think it's too late to turn the story in his direction. What he's going to attempt to do is turn it in a direction positively for Brown and positively for Casey. I suspect that's what risk is about.
And both those candidates have their hands full in running for re-election. They're both in really tough fights. Salena Zito, all over the story, whose great-grandfather was born in East Palestine, really knows this story, too. Thanks so much, Salena, putting it in perspective. We'll wait for the president to give us a date. Thanks, Salena.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.